It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Hangout with Humanity. As everyone probably knows, my name's Heath. Today, we got the latest of the model railroading shows coming up on screen. If you guys don't have your show up there and you would like your show added, please let either myself or John at Schuylkill River Valley know about that. Today, what we are going to be doing is we're going to be putting together a flat car. But before we do, let's just check in and see who is around and who is not around. So today we've got Andy Ambrose in the house, Anthony Dodge, the model train outsider. Anthony, I believe, is going to be live today at 3:30. So that's 4 hours from now, I believe. Lee Anfield, road layout and loft, is here. Bang Got You Junction, Carl is in the house. Tim from CP368 Productions. Dad Cooks is here as well. Dad, I am glad that you have the same photo on Facebook as you do here, because it made it much easier to figure out who you were. Damien, well, I'm not going to pronounce your last name, Damien, but thanks for being here. If this is your first time here, just let me know in the chat. We can say hello to all of the new people, and make sure we got Jason, the train freak, starting us off with $10. 3 hours to put together the flat car. I hope that's not true, but we'll find out. We'll actually see. The directions are actually really easy on the flat car, so unless I really screw things up, I should be okay. Dwight Curley's in the house. We have, I believe it's Brian from Inked Rails is here. Kieran J94. Tyler, Lackawanna Rail fan in the house. I saw some people giving you a hard time about it no longer being Erie, Lackawanna. But anyway, Lynn McCurdy coming in from California. Melvin Fackler in the house. Nick from Nick's Crossings is here. We have Paul Bottrell in the house. Pirates of the Model Trains. Haven't seen you in a little bit. Respect is earned, not given. And to answer your question, no, we don't have a deal, but it's a good question. But no official deal. Rick Bailey, one of the Sidetrack Sunday members, John from Schuylkill River Valley, and the Train Freak, all Sidetrack Sunday members are in the house. If people don't know about Sidetrack Sunday, you can go to sidetracksunday.com. It'll forward to our Facebook page, and you could keep up with all of the antics that are going on. Marty, thank you so much. What's he say? I'll take the under. Someone's got to do it, right? Thomas Split Rock 323 also getting in on it. I'm in on that bet. If not, blame Keith. So we'll see. I did actually read the directions before this, so it shouldn't take me 3 hours, but no guarantees. Let's get back to the list. We had Rick Bailey. Roy Eltham is here. Shane from Shane's Trains in the house. Shay's N Scale is here. Thomas Split Rock 323. We have two Steves. Steve Don't Be Like Me Childers and Steve 87th PSAP also in the house. Steve Childers not to be outdone, just to beat Jason coming in at $10.01. Melvin Fackler, thank you so much as well. Oh, and Rick Bailey becoming a new member for people that don't know. Just like the Patreon memberships that I had, now you can sign up right on YouTube. You can go to join.humancityjunction.com or join.humancity.org, or you can just click on the join button underneath, and then you get a fancy little logo of mine next to your name, as you see with some of the other people as they are posting. And yes, I saw Dad Cooks was asking, somebody said you read the directions. Yes, I did actually read the directions. Heath, been using the heck out of your Iron Planet code. For people that don't know, if you're not a regular around here, Iron Planet Hobbies does a lot of DCC stuff. 10% off and free shipping in the US with the discount code. They actually just sent me this little, it's basically a drop-in decoder for Kato N-scale locomotives that allow you to then drop in an ESU decoder right into this little port on the top. So I'm gonna, just got it the other day. I'm gonna have to check that out as well. Before, let's see, Roy Eltham. What did Roy have to say? So Roy says he's siding with Jason, 3 hours at least. I'm hoping not. I'm hoping. Mike the Rail Artist's in the house, just joining us as well. Flymo Chairman 1 is here. Let's see, who else did I miss? If I missed you, I apologize. Let's kind of look at what I got running. I do have my usual. Oh, it's tilted down too far. You can't even see it. I swear, no matter how much, well, I don't swear, but no matter how much time I spend prepping for these streams, I feel like I'm always kind of running in at the last minute getting everything set up. If you remember on my last stream, I did knock some of the cabooses off the track, and I actually noticed it looks like I got a couple derailments over there that I'm going to fix in a second. But I do have my cabooses running still. Let's see, this one here is one of my Smokey the Bear ones. Completely on the track. And then this last one is my 50 pounds Brothers. If people don't know, I've got over here in the corner set up. This is the Motorman from ISC Engineering. They're the ones that put out the Proto Throttle. Another one of their products, $100. It does this trolley little setup back and forth. Let's see, Dad Cook's getting involved. My 2 cents, $10.02. my 2 cents that Heath will be under 3 hours. At least somebody, I got 2 people going for under. I think we got 3 or 4 people thinking that it's gonna be over. While we're looking at what I got running, let's actually flip around. I do have some of the O stuff. This time not set up on the floor, set up on the table. Unfortunately, I could not get that K-line circus train on the inner track to run. At first, I thought it just couldn't pull. It seems that it couldn't even pull a helium balloon off the floor. So I took a bunch of the cars off thinking that that might help. And I still just can't get it to go around. Every time I try and run it, it jumps off the tracks. And the irony is the tracks that it's running on are the tracks that come with the set. So unfortunately, that's not going to fire up, but we do have the GG1. And this sucker is loud. I don't know if you're going to be able to hear it or not, but it is loud, loud, loud. Gordy says it's no fun if you read the instructions, and that is very true. But when I dumped this thing out on the table, it just seemed like there were tons of parts, and I got a little nervous. I was like, there are just so many parts here. So I read the instructions. I did. Andy, I think the NMRX shows are not weekly, so it's tough to add to the schedule. Oh, that's interesting. There is a section on the schedule where it shows that aren't necessarily weekly. So maybe we can find a way. Oh, here we go. Andy says NMRA X is the last Saturday of each month. There you go. Andy, can you email that to myself and to John at Schuylkill River Valley, or at least just email it to me? And the next time we do an update, we don't do an update all the time, but yeah, that's email me and we'll get that taken care of. Lynn McCurdy, who is a channel member, says, I'll put my money on 30 minutes to assemble. There we go. There really are not that many parts. It'll probably take me longer to get all the parts off the sprue than it will anything else. The circus train might need a cleaning and an HOS removal, hard oil syndrome. It could. It actually runs really well once you get it running. It's that when it goes around a corner, one of the sets of wheels comes completely off. So, George, we can see your comments today, George. So, good to know. I got that worked out. If people don't know, George has the words hardcore in his username, and for some reason, hardcore was on the no-go list, so it wasn't showing his. Didn't mean to hit that twice, but the only way to beat 3 hours is rushing the glue drying process. It is so funny that you say that, because there is a thing on here that says cement the underframe onto the no, not that part. It does say let dry for a few hours. And what it's referring to is gluing the metal weights to the bottoms of this. But what I'm going to do is, yes, I'm going to rush that glue drying process. What I don't understand, though, is that there's a little nubbin here. It looks like it's supposed to... It feels like that just gets in the way of the little nubbin. I don't know if I'm supposed to take the little nubbin off, or if the little nubbin aligns with something else here. No, it doesn't look like there's any other things that align with the nubbin. So, I don't know. We'll see. You know, who knows? This could be another adventure. Train Freak says sand the nub down. Yeah, I'll probably have to do that. Andy Ambrose, I quite enjoyed the talk about RIP tracks. At Split Rock, I have RIP stacks. Are you talking, Andy, about the talk that Thomas did on NMRAX last Saturday? CA glue and some Insta set. We'll have it done in a second. I don't have any of that accelerator. That is something that I need to get, but I do have CA glue, which will likely be what I do use to put it together. Nubbin is the correct term for it. I am going to turn CloudBot off and then turn CloudBot back on again. So if people want to come up here, hopefully CloudBot is going to start posting the link, but while we're waiting, Whitewall says, Heath's new nickname, call him Ringmaster because of all of the circle tracks he has. Oh, that's funny. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, so, Flymo, what I'm doing is, this car here is a N-scale Circus flat car, and it comes with this little billboard that sits on top of it. So what I did was I got some of these HO flat cars, and I've 3D printed bigger billboards, and I think it was like a week and a half ago, Dave P. and Bernard won one of these flat cars with the things, and I've just been delinquent, and I haven't gotten things put together yet, so today they're going to get to either see me completely mess up the prizes they won, or I might just be successful and get everything done satisfactorily. So Andy says, yes, he was talking about NMRAX. Thomas Split Rock 323 did a presentation on it the other week. Train Freak wants to know, why is it Rick standing in the middle of the tables? It's not Christmas time. I didn't have room for a tree, so I didn't get him in there. Catnuts, there is something fun about that. I mean, look at those trains. Like, how fun is? I mean, there's a mint car. There's 2 aquarium cars. There's a Where the Wild Things car. I don't know if you can see the head on the car right in front of the caboose is actually a clown. Let's zoom in on that. It's actually a clown, and that clown is actually bobbing up and down as that train goes around. What I did want to do, I tried to get my Z-scale layout in the center, but it didn't fit, because I thought it would be fun to run both the Z-scale GG1 inside of the O-scale stuff, but the layout didn't fit, so yeah. Flymo, Ringling Brothers, oh no worry, Heath, I had another day like that, nothing done. Yeah, I tend to not get much done. Thomas says we should wager money on how many clowns actually fit in the car. And Jason the Train Freak says, Split Rock, that would be all of us. Yeah, so the clown that's popping up is definitely similar. There's like a giraffe car. There's some other cars that do something similar like that. And Ray is not even here from what I've seen, and Jason is giving Ray a hard time, calling him, I think he's calling him the clown. Anthony, is the 3-hour time already started? I hope that the 3-hour time has not already started, although I did already read the directions, so I do have some sense of what I need to do. But here he is himself. Don't be like me. Steve Childers wearing his Blame Heath. I've got my Blame Heath shirt on as well today.
It's my uniform, my Friday uniform.
So we're all decked out. Do you wear that uniform outside of the house?
I do all around the
Oh boy.
neighborhood.
Oh boy. Oh boy. So Nick, so that clown bobbing head car that I have, I 100% blame that on Nick, because Nick pulled out his circus cars, and after Nick pulled out his circus cars, I ended up on eBay again, and whenever I go on eBay, nothing good comes of it. The train
Tell
freak
me
says,
about it.
when isn't Ray clowning around? Which is true. And Paul, no, I'm saying the 3 hours hasn't started yet. I'm still, I'm still looking through stuff.
I always thought the clock started when the stream starts.
Well, but I gotta have some time to say hello to people and to, you know, having a little situation here. Oh, I've got it knocked off the track. All right, now we got it coupled again. So there we go. Mike from Cross Anchors, thanks for stopping by, but he's got to head off to work. Yes, Nick, I am 100% blaming you for this one. This one is all your fault. And Steve, I just muted you because your trains are louder than my trains somehow, which I didn't know. One thing that I thought was really cool, though, they give a whole brief history on Circus flat cars, which is really kind of cool, and a really cool photo on the bottom as well. These flat cars that I have are from the Walthers, that Walthers, the Great Circus train, and they did a whole set of these. I believe there's 12 of these, and then they've got the Pricer figures, and they've got some wagons, and all kinds of other stuff. It's a really cool set that they did in HO scale. I do have the set separately, but for here, I just have the flat cars that I bought special to put the billboards on. So let's see. Steve, you picked up pieces 10 minutes ago. The clock started then as soon as you started nubbing. Oh boy. Nick's Crossings, ha ha ha. Yeah, everyone's making fun of me. He has to blame himself for watching Nick's Crossings that gave him the idea. No, I blame Nick. Completely on Nick. Steve, pointing to your shirt doesn't change the fact that if I didn't go on to Nick's live stream, so Monday, I do a live stream, and then Tom from Tom's Trains and Things does a live stream, and then I usually head over to Nick's after that. And it's just always chaos when you're over on Nick's. Okay, it's not always chaos, but I always end up on eBay when I'm over at Nick's. And Jason, why can't you do what everybody else does and just get the link out of the chat and go from there? Gordy,
Hey,
what's going on, sir? How you been?
very well. I thought I'd say hi.
Welcome. Well, I like the flag in the background. That's a different room we usually see you in, isn't it?
No, this is my office. I've just kind of rotated through 90 degrees, so.
Gotcha. You used to have the NMRA, MMR certificates on the back wall.
That's right. Yeah.
You went for the dog and the Union Jack.
They're cows, but yeah.
Oh, they are cows. Oh.
Yeah, but this is the same room, and I got a standing desk, so I used the room for work and not obviously NMRA and train stuff. So.
Yeah, I have the standing desk as well, and it makes a huge difference. I can't imagine going back to sitting all day. This lets me move around a little bit. I sit down enough watching TV, so this keeps me active. But
it's pretty good. So that flat car looks quite complex, you know.
It is and it isn't. It's these pieces go on top of the kit, and then a bunch of this stuff just goes on the bottom of the kit. It's not that complicated, but it's just if I hadn't read the directions, it would look complicated. That's for sure.
So it's a lot of underbody detail, basically. Brake lines
Basically.
and stuff.
Yes. Yep. This here has all the the brake cylinders and the brake lines and stuff. And then I'm not really sure what this is, but it it adds some rivet detail on top of that.
That was like the rib tops. Go over there. They would be the bottom of your ribs, like the spine of the car that gives it strength.
Gotcha. Yep.
So someone sent me so Jordan in Ohio sent me a Scale Trains Gevo this week, but I think I've been had.
Why? Is that a Brio? That looks like a Brio logo.
So it's a set. It was made for the US market, right? So this is the locomotive. It's a Tier 3 Gevo. It's highly detailed. I was actually going to drill it out and put grab irons on it and stuff, but you can tell this is for the American market because it's a CM box car, but it's got BNSF reporting marks on it.
Oh, that's
if you
too
can
funny.
See that.
That's too funny. So did you get a loop of track and everything with it, or did you?
No. But don't worry. Having a toddler around, there's plenty of track about. So
that is too funny. Thomas Split Rock 323 wants to know if it's got a Soundtracks decoder in it.
I really don't think that they've planed out enough of the frame for you to put a speaker in there, but maybe.
See, but we know that you put sound in all of your locomotives, so something tells me you're gonna have to figure that out.
I will. Otherwise, Annabelle will provide her own sound, I think.
Oh, well, that's true too.
But,
Thomas is asking you model Wisconsin, which means you could have a circus train because that is where the Circus Museum is up in Baraboo.
I could, yeah. I thought that was just a Minnesota Vikings, dig trying to say there's a lot of clowns in Green Bay, but yeah, we can have a circus train for sure.
He may be saying that as well. So for people that don't know, because you haven't been on my channel actually in a little bit now, I did interview you many months ago.
We did.
Before the NMRA election started. I think everybody has had to vote by now, but I don't think we have any idea what the results are at this point.
No, the team, the team in results. I don't. The team in Georgia are busy counting them right now.
Okay. And knowing the team in Georgia, they're counting them one piece of paper at a time, as opposed to using the computer. So I guess we'll wait a couple months to find out. But for those that don't know, why don't you let people know a little bit about who you are?
Who I am?
He's Gordy.
Gordy, one more. I'm Gordy, yeah. So I'm Gordy. I am from the UK, but I'm a director of the national NMRA. I hate saying that, but it's I suppose that's the way it's recognised in the States. I'm the large worldwide director for the NMRA, and I'm also running to become the president of the NMRA. So, and it was me that brought you NMRAX. So the virtual clinics and all the stuff that the NMRA has been doing virtually, we started just nearly 12 months ago. It would be 24th of April that we started it all. So yeah, that's me. And I have a blog that's gordy.uk. It's really simple to remember, and you can go and see what I'm up to there, building my N scale layout that's all set in the snow.
So I try not to get political around here, but this comment's too funny, so I'm gonna let it slide. But Steve 87 PSAP says, "Oh no, not a count in Georgia. That's gonna be interesting."
They're a very good team. We have a very good team in Georgia.
We're not talking about the NMRA team in Georgia. We're talking about the other counting of the votes in.
I thought they were in Chattanooga, which is Tennessee.
They are,
yes, but the assistant secretary the VP of administration and the secretary who are responsible for the election are all based in Atlanta. So,
Gotcha.
Okay.
so yeah, the headquarters is in Soddy Daisy. I did suggest recently that we moved our headquarters to the Cayman Islands
Yeah.
for tax purposes, but no one was taking me on.
No one took you up on that.
No,
Business trip for you, Gordy?
somebody suggested on a live stream that Soddy Daisy wasn't attractive enough, so I said Cayman Islands. Let's go. So
I would come visit if that's where you guys moved. That would definitely. You would probably get more board members jumping on board if they knew they had to go down to the Cayman Islands once a year or twice a year for board meetings.
exactly. Tom's question there. I hope he appoints me to something important. Chief engineer, head of rip tracks.
There you go. Andy says he's actually going to get a haircut for the anniversary of NMRA, and that's one of those things that I don't believe it until I see it. So
Yep.
Well, there's a lot of sheep farmers in Orkney. We can probably arrange something for you. Get some shears.
Oh man, I would love to see. That has to be a live stream. If that happens.
It's about the time for the dogs to get the clip. It's great actually here in Orkney at the moment. All the baby lambs have just been born and bouncing around in the fields and everything. But the mums are looking like they're needing a cut. So Andy, get yourself up here and I'll arrange it.
If you can get Andy to leave his house at this point, I think that would be pretty momentous. As is.
We'll see. We just need to vaccinate a few more people in the UK. So
yeah,
there he is. He's left his house.
We're getting close. That doesn't look like. Yeah,
Hey,
where
Andy.
is the? He's not in his usual spot, but
You're right,
he does
Steve.
need a good shearing. That's for sure.
You're not going to be able to see soon, Andy. We're going to have to get you a hairband.
I do like that he's wearing your.
I've got a clip.
sweatshirt on.
I've got some clippers, Andy, if you want to come on down to Florida.
Look at that.
Oh, there we go.
Supporting
He's got the mug.
us both.
So is Andy gonna say anything, or is he just gonna keep miming?
No, I might say something.
You might not.
Well, since this has already gone completely downhill, let's bring Frank up because I'm sure it'll go even further downhill.
Don't cut your fingers off, Heath.
Right here, Frank.
It's funny that you say that. I was stripping some wires the other day, and I don't know how I did it, but I kind of caught myself.
Hiya, Frank.
with
Number one rule is in the workshop, you always have to have dinosaur band-aids.
Now I'm making a newer mug. Everybody got flame equipment.
There we
All right,
go.
I can't
Frank's
be
got
out
his
done.
sign
Hang
mug.
on.
All right, well, everyone, I'm going to disappear. I have to go and see a farmer about me fish and chips for tea. So I will see
Thanks
you
for
all
popping
again.
in, Gordy. We'll,
Okay,
we'll see
you're
you
welcome.
around
Gordy.
next time.
Bye, everyone.
Mr. Pictovid says, here's $5 towards the cost of Andy's travels to get himself sheared.
Thank you. If anybody wants to sponsor me, can I put a link up, Heath?
Sponsor you
So-
for what, Andy? Is it train related?
No, well, it's sort of no, it's not at all train related, really. But
What do you
To
want
come
me
to Florida
sponsor
so I
you
can
for?
shear his hair.
one of my daughters is trying to raise money for Great Ormond Street Children's Hospital and the Philadelphia Children's Hospital for research into a disease called metocron something or other. So
I don't know what Mito something or other is, but sure, post the
well,
link.
nor
up.
do I. But it's a thing for children. So I'll try and find the link and put it up. When every odd dollar helps, sort of thing, doesn't it?
Yeah, so we'll see. Is it a PayPal or a...
Oh, you guys are lagging. So how old is mine?
It's one of them.
What did you say, Frank? We didn't understand. Frank? Frank?
I don't know if the video's lagging or what.
Oh, is it behind?
Well, something's
YouTube's
lagging because I
always
just heard
behind.
myself talk back.
Steve, is it lagging for you?
Nah.
Yeah, you responded pretty quickly. Frank, on the other hand, is definitely a little behind. People are apparently talking about blood, which I'm not sure
I'm gonna
where that
refresh
came
and come
from.
back in.
Okay, Frank. The modeling gods must be appeased every now and then with a little blood. Yeah, I don't have my sandpaper. I accidentally put somewhere else. So, but my my nail is actually doing a pretty good job cleaning these plastic up. You know, I figure if there's not a little bit of DNA on every model I do, it's not a model that I've done.
So Heath, do you want an update on the photocell project?
Oh, do I ever?
Those cheap Chinese 12-volt photocells are garbage. Neither one worked.
Oh.
All right.
Sure,
So
it was an operator error.
no, it wasn't operator error. Metered and everything. So instead, I got this handy dandy little thing used for outdoor lighting.
Yep.
I'll just hook my 12-volt bus off the AC, plugged into my Alexa plug, tied into the whole layout to do it. So that's my project. That's my project for this afternoon. That just arrived on Amazon, along with some 12-volt 5mm bulbs, and save myself unboxing. We'll do it here now. This little handy dandy thing.
Motorhead?
Yeah. Yeah.
So as far as your photo sensors, are you saying that don't listen to Steve 87 PSAP's recommendation? Because that was
Well, that's not his fault.
Recommendations, right?
Yeah, it's not his fault.
Well, but we can't blame him.
I mean, I tried to do it both ways. Polarity both ways. Neither one worked.
Yeah.
So. Anyway, and I did it here on the bench because I have 12-volt power right here.
Yep.
So, and then used an LED bulb to as the load. Nothing. Anyway, this little handy dandy thing. I wish I had it 8 months ago. Okay. And I ordered it 6 months ago, or I was gonna order it 6 months ago, but it's been out of stock on Amazon, and they don't have one at Lowe's or Ace Hardware or any place like that. So I just I ordered one from Amazon, and it was due to arrive on April 9th, and I got an email message this week saying, hey, it's back in stock. You know, we're charging your card and be to you by April 9th. Well, it showed up today, a week early, so I was just tickled to death. What it is, it's electronic level.
Ah, there you go. Yep.
So you can. My layout is, for the most part, is all foam base.
Right.
So, and it's carved. So I wish I would have had it when I was laying track, because you can. Well, I bet I can't put it on there right now because I think my rails are hot. Hang on a second.
Well, you could put it on there right now.
Yeah.
I think we would all like to see that.
Anyway, so I can look, and my grade right here is 1%. Okay. And when I designed it, it was designed for no more than 2.5% grade, but carving foam is more of an art form than a science.
Yes.
And so, I mean, it does a little bit of this. So you'll find a spot here and there. It's like 3.5%. Another spot that's 1%. So, but when I ever get around to the expansion over there, then I've got my handy dandy digital level.
Yep. I know that who did? I know Ron's Trains and Things did a video on it, and then Charlie of Chadwick did a video on it.
That's where I
ended up
first saw it. Is on Charlie's.
Yeah, I ended up purchasing one of these little guys instead. Oh, that's not what I meant to do this. I just figured I already had a bubble level and stuff. So I went with this and figured I could just use a straight edge under it if I need it. And I don't have a lot of storage space, so I already have a bunch of bubble levels. So I thought just a little block. But yeah, I mean, these things are great. You know, they definitely make it really, really easy. Oh, so here's the link from Andy. So Andy, are you saying you'll get a haircut and a shave if you reach a certain amount of money?
I haven't put a figure on it. I will have a haircut and a shave if anyway.
Well, we won't recognize you, Andy.
Yes. No, that's hopefully my ex-wives won't either. But if anybody wants to stick a few quid into that, it's a jolly good cause. So.
Ian from Lehigh River Subdivision says, "Don't do it, Andy. My wife is trying to get me to cut my hair." Yeah, Thomas, I have some 1, 2, 3 blocks. I have 4 of them, but I definitely need to get a couple more. So we just brought up, for those that don't know, on screen left is Shane, and on screen right is Nick from Nick's Crossings, who
Hey everyone.
is apparently standing trackside.
Hi Shane and hi Nick.
Hi guys.
Hello.
And everyone knows the guy that just dropped in at the bottom.
Oh yeah.
The one and only.
No, who's that, Jason?
Well, there is a junior.
Well, there is a junior. But junior's a one and only too, so.
Yeah, Junior's the better one of the two, I think.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
Junior just posted his first real layout update video, and I'm curious, did he get a lot more views than you do on your usual videos?
You talking about the one that he released, what was it, day before yesterday?
Yeah.
Yeah, where he rolls the layout from out from under the bed and explains everything.
Okay, so the total views are about the same, but they seem to roll in faster.
Yeah.
So
I think the key is that we'd all rather see Junior than you, Jason.
I wouldn't blame any one of you for that.
Funny.
I mean, I'd rather see him than myself too. So
When are you doing bingo, Jason?
hopefully tonight, if I can get some cooperation around the house. Amanda decided to invite my family and her family over for Easter this weekend. So I'm having to help her get the house ready.
That
So
sounds
if I
like
can't
fun.
get it done tonight, there's no way I'm going to be able to do it Saturday or Sunday. So it's either going to be tonight or it's going to be one day next week.
Well, better you than me. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
Jane, what have you been up to?
I'm working on a manual logger kit.
Oh, it's a kit locomotive.
Yeah, they're older. A lot of people are probably familiar with the Manawa Classics with the red box, and those are actually a newer run that Manawa did that came with flywheel motors and some different upgrades here and there. This one I've got, let me get the box for you. Came in a box like this, and it came in a bazillion little pieces. Check this out. These are just the side rods.
Wow.
Little teeny tiny little pieces. But it comes in a box like this.
I converted some of my Mantua Pacifics over to DCC. Had to isolate and change the motors out.
And I figured out a way to take those Tyco motors and use a part of the motor to convert them over to a mount to fit a Masha McCann motor. Basically, now this one's in half already, but this is your basic Tyco motor. Usually there's a plate on top, plate on the bottom.
Yeah.
These plates are identical, okay? And they have a nice concave section in the middle that goes around the, whatever you call that.
Armature.
And yeah, the armature. It kind of curves around the armature. And if you take that plate off and you mount it to the frame just like you would when you were mounting the motor normally, it gives you a nice concave surface to glue a can motor down to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's exactly what I put in can motors. Yep.
And then here are the I guess you would call these the transmissions. There's two of these, one on the front set and one on the back set, and they're connected with these little flexible tubes, and that'll slide right on any motor shaft.
It took a long time to figure out how to do that, but that's exactly what I did. I love the Mantua Pacifics, and that's exactly what I did with all mine. Trying to isolate them to me was a pain in the butt, but
I
And
tell you,
I made the
They
mistake.
don't need traction tires.
And I made the mistake also when I painted the frame. I didn't mask these areas where the wheels go.
So
There-
contacts.
Yeah, there's these little bearings,
Yeah.
brass bearings that go into those grooves that the wheels sit into, and those
Yeah.
have to actually make contact. So I've been going back with a little sanding stick here and scraping away the paint so I can get good contact on that.
And you still use the tender as the other pickup, right?
No tender. It's a tanker.
Oh no, all my Pacifics have tenders, so I still had to use that and run the wire for a pickup. But instead of hooking it to the, instead of hooking it to the frame on a tender, I ran it directly inside and soldered it. You know how the old, and then those couplers always break. So I had a friend of mine with a 3D printer make me some of those pieces.
Okay.
I got
I think
about
mine
20
are all metal. My coupler pockets are all metal.
my drawbars were all like a fiber material. And
Yeah, mine's plastic. And as a matter of fact, my drawbar is broken. I'm going to have to scratch build one.
Yeah, I have a bunch of them. He made me, because he said it's a waste to start it up and make one, so he made me a bunch of them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I
Down
think
for
he's
a
selling them on.
trade?
I think he's actually selling them on eBay now. You get like 10 of them in a pack for a couple bucks.
Okay. Maybe you could send me a link to his eBay.
Shane's, I will do that. I'll email it to you for your email address on your thing,
All right.
on your page. I'll get that link for you. Yeah, because he 3D printed them. They're nice.
Here, I'll throw my.
I'm not on YouTube right now, Shane.
Okay, I'll throw my email in the chat here for you guys.
leave spaces and stuff because you're not a mod, so it'll delete it. So just like do your name at .com, whatever, so
Okay.
it doesn't erase it.
Latest thing I'm working on is remote uncoupling.
So I
can you see these? Can you see these?
out of coding.
Oh yeah.
All my O gauge is now gone. I had a carpet installer come in here today. He saw my trains and whatnot, and he's carpeting my entire house and putting laminate floor in the 2 rooms for the rest of my O stuff.
Nice.
So how's it work, Andy?
It's a little miniature decoder. If you can just see that.
My video for
There's just 2 wires from the decoder to the coupling, and of course, pick up off the track. And it just works on a digital function. And we're doing that so that we can try and get remote operations at Silicon Valley complete with digital switching, remote switching as well, using an overhead cam to look down on the yard.
Hey, Andy, is it the same thing that MTH HO scale uses for their automatic uncouplers?
Yeah, absolutely. But it's just these are actually KD couplers, and the trouble I've found with MTH is that they just don't couple well with KD. That the train
No,
keeps
not at
breaking.
all. Especially if it's the scale heads.
Yeah,
It does better with the standard head, or for those who don't know, a number 5. But see, I run scale head on mine, and it doesn't work worth anything. And I've got 2 locomotives that's got that.
these are scale head. I can't really see it very well, but these are scale head, and they come from a company in Japan, Subarishimo Kemio or something. I can't remember the name. But probably the most amazing thing about the whole lot is I ordered some on a Monday, and they'd arrived here in the UK by the Wednesday.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
It's staggering. Stuff from my next door neighbour takes a couple of weeks to get here at the minute.
They call that preconceived shipping.
Yeah. Yeah, I was very impressed with that. Just for reference, if anybody's interested, on the 17th of April, Silicon Valley Lines, we've got another open house where you can come and drive trains from the comfort of your own home computer on the Silicon Valley Lines layout.
Yeah, I saw that on TSG Multimedia. You were on there, that panel too, I think.
It's you don't need to download anything. We've got our own throttle control system, which we send you out a link to it. Just click on the link, and that links you into your layout on your loco on the layout. Very simple. If you go on the site, if you want to have a go on the 17th, go on the site and siliconvalleylines.com and just log in, pick the time period that you want to drive, and have a go. It's great fun.
Now, is there a spot where people just sign in to observe?
Yeah, you can observe it. It'll be live on YouTube as well.
Okay.
And Silicon Valley Lines YouTube channel is Silicon Valley Lines with no spaces. People are looking for it.
Yeah, you can come and watch on YouTube and just roast me crashing into coal trains or whatever I do wrong next time. Which is, last Friday night I took the Empire Builder with its superliners down the branch line and managed to get wedged in the tunnel by accident. So
they still let you drive after that?
They do, yeah. They're apparently very bad judges of character.
No drug test or anything.
They let me in as a member, so that must say something about them.
That's true. Yeah, the great thing about Silicon Valley Lines is everyone there is like software programmers.
Okay,
all kinds of really smart people.
I guess he doesn't have them on either right now. It's down there.
Will be here soon, I promise.
There goes some Arkansas grain.
Hey Shane, check the chats down below. There's a link in there for some more of those drawbars.
Oh,
My friends isn't in there, but I found some others.
Take me forever.
yeah. With as many of those drawbars being broken when you take them out of the package, it seems like to me they're just trying out cracking on their own.
Yeah, his are pretty strong. Those look just like, well, they all look alike, but that might be a guy that actually bought them off of him and is reselling. Who knows?
I actually have an idea for a Ather switch motor mount, and I can't seem to find anybody that wants to draw it up and print it for me.
Who have you asked?
Well, I've asked like probably 5 or 6 people, but a lot of them, they have printers, but they're not into the drawing CAD part of it. So
I don't know if
what I
he's
want
here,
to do
but
is
John Tanzillo is really great with a lot of that stuff,
okay.
and he really enjoys doing that kind of stuff.
Basically, what I want to do is I want to take old style Athearn mounts, and I want to apply that same screw concept to the switcher mounts. I don't know why Athearn hasn't done this to begin with, but it's something that should be done.
Dave P finally putting a name in that I might not screw up and call him by the wrong name.
I was wondering if you noticed
Oh,
that.
God, Jason, I'm catching up to you.
Paul has left the building. That's good.
So if people don't know, I keep calling Dave Paul because
Who knows
I don't
why?
know. At some point in time in his life, I think his name was Paul.
Hey, look, Jason looks pretty good with the live time right over his face. You can't see him.
The live? Oh, only on your camera.
There
He's
you go.
fine on my camera. Or on my screen. Did you never get your computer working, Frank?
Yeah, I got it working. Now I just got to plan some stuff. That back room that I was going to expand my train into has actually turned into my workshop because I got tired of being in a closet like you're in. So I put a big work desk in there and shelves, and I actually ran a track in there for a programming track, but that's about it.
Oh, that's good. That's always good to have. Let's see. Shane, have you been trying to post that link? I need to. Just make a post so I can make you a moderator because I don't see your name, and then you'll be able to post the link.
Oh, I already got my email in the StreamYards chat here. Did you want me to? Because I'd have to exit StreamYards and go back over to YouTube to put it in over there.
Oh, I see you put it in the private chat. I got you.
Yeah.
Do you mind?
Yeah.
Do you mind if I share that with everybody?
Have at it. Have at it.
My train's finally here.
I've got a spam filter.
All right, Nick's train's finally here. Let's see. Where's Nick?
They usually fly down these tracks on the way back, so that's why I ran out. But this guy's going slow today.
Well, that's good. We'll be able to see it a little better.
Supposed to stand in the middle of the track.
No, don't be encouraging that now.
Hey, you said I would start trouble. Hey, I got to live up to that.
So Shane,
Jump
I
on.
think I put your address in there correctly.
Okay.
Oh, I can jump on that.
That's an old one. That's out of Jeep.
You can
That
react.
seemed close.
You can reenact an old railroad robbery there. Run up and catch it.
Yeah.
Where's that at? Nick?
This is New Freedom, Pennsylvania, right over the border. It's like a couple miles away from my place, but I'm always down here.
Was that a
Over the
Jeep?
border from Ohio or from
Yeah, it's a
Virginia?
GP9. Old Pensy conversion.
Right over the border from where, Nick?
From Maryland.
From Maryland.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I know where New Freedom is now. I'm in Pittsburgh, so
It's a little bit further away from that.
yeah, it is.
But I got to run, guys. My phone's about to die, too.
Oh, hi, Nick. Thanks for stopping in.
Thanks for
Appreciate
the
it.
view.
It's all good, guys.
Can I ask-
Have a good Easter weekend.
Can I ask a question about Pittsburgh?
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead.
I've been to Pittsburgh once before to go up to the VA because they have a wonderful VA up there, and I noticed that in Pittsburgh it's very difficult to have a cordial conversation about sports.
Oh,
Is
you're
that
right.
just a
Yes.
thing, or
You think it's bad?
Yes,
Here, go to
you could
Philadelphia.
even you could start a conversation with every intent of telling this guy how great his team is and still end up with your ass whipped.
If you think it's bad here,
it's
go to
just-
Philadelphia.
Philadelphia is worse.
I mean, you could get pulled out of your car at a stoplight for saying Pirates suck. I mean, it's just I've never seen a city so up in arms together about their sports teams.
Oh well, you could say the Pirates suck all you want. We believe you.
Well, that's like telling somebody they got an ugly kid. They might know it, but they don't want to hear it.
Oh, I'll tell you what. I'll give you a locomotive if you wear a Penguins jersey in Philadelphia's stadium.
I'm not sure one locomotive's worth that trouble.
No.
Yeah.
Goodness
I
gracious.
think a Pittsburgh Pirates game. once in
Better
my
yet,
life.
make it a Crosby jersey. Exactly a Crosby jersey. See how they like that.
I'm
Yeah,
going
I realized when I was up there, they're very hardcore about their sports. They're big sports supporters.
Look at my name on YouTube. They're a Steeler fan.
I'm going to drop down for a few seconds, guys.
Thanks, Andy.
All right, Andy.
Andy.
I'll still be here, but only in chat.
So why is it that the Pirates lost so much favor, you think? Just because of their record?
The owner doesn't want to pay anybody. That's all there is to it.
That'll piss off the community.
Yeah. Hey, we're not. Look at this. We're not too crazy about our teams up here, you know.
Well, in your defense, though, the Steelers are not the only ones that have their own locomotives and rolling stock. There are
No, but I'm the only one that has one of those in DCC.
that might be true. That might definitely.
I actually converted that the other day, and it was such a pain in the ass because one of the pickups was through the frame. Ugh.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. There you go. Thomas says,
Is that the one of those Franklin men?
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of the.
I'm just curious. Are those Bachman base or?
Yeah, it says Bachman on the bottom of it. Hawthorne Village, actually. Yeah, but Bachman.
Yeah, Hawthorne Village.
I'm trying to get you to the camera there. Yeah, it's a Bachman.
Is it made like a Spectrum with the split chassis?
No, it's made like the junk Bachman.
No.
It's a big solid piece. It's a big solid piece of crap.
How do you really feel about it?
Like the 80s Bachmans where the frames would get the zinc rot and start shattering into pieces.
Yeah, exactly. The trucks are held on by one screw up through the top. The motor sits in the middle, isolated by the phone. One side of the motor is actually touching the frame. It was a lot of tape.
Unfortunately, you know, Bachman, they came out with that design, and the design ran great. But
Yeah.
if you store them for more than a couple years and you pull them back out, they just shatter in your hand. The frames just shatter.
Yeah. So here's one of my Mantua. This was their anniversary edition Pacific.
Nice.
I converted it to DCC, but it sits on the shelf. I do not want it to get any damage. So
Is that all die cast or?
all die cast, yeah.
Sweet. Mine's plastic.
Even these old ones, even these old ones over here this is the first one I tried to paint because it was messed up and the paint job sucks, but it's all die cast too. The tender's plastic with a die cast base.
Did Mantua make Tycho, or did Tycho make Mantua?
Tycho bought Mantua out, or the other way around, one of the two.
Split Arson, how many 1, 2, 3 blocks do you need to hold that down? All of them. More than enough. Dave BNSF says overpriced starter set. That's probably true. Ian says, I got Walther's coil cars that zinc rotted in the box. Opened them and shattered to dust.
Yep, that's typical, Lehigh.
Steve 87 PSAP. Hey Frank, Seahawks actually have a real train engine painted for them, an F42 unit on the Sounder train.
Yeah, they do, but we got Super Bowls.
I'm being asked to turn my volume up. Let's see how I can do that. Oh, well, I can do it this way.
So Heath, here's a view of what I did with that room with my sons.
Refill.
So now I should be louder, I think, hopefully. Yeah, see, Mike says you can't ever have enough 1, 2, 3 blocks, and I agree with that.
Yep, I agree with that.
That's your new setup, Frank?
Yeah, there's the programming track, and I will put the track going in it too as soon as I get a double pull through switch so I don't short everything out.
I was going to say, you might want to put bumpers at the end of your programming track so when you drive it off the edge.
Look at. I got couple height gauges screwed down, so they ain't going off.
Edward, what's new?
Well, I just caught the end of frames just getting destroyed and all that, and happened to realize that I have one that it didn't shatter. It's caboose. It didn't shatter, but boy, did the frame just go blah.
Oh, that's one of those belly bottoms.
Yes. From Roundhouse.
So that runs real well on your layout.
Well, it runs very. I would say it runs very well with the in the valley section.
Yeah.
Can you get a replacement? Not body, but whatever undercarriage for that.
Yeah, underframe. Well, I've gone to I've gone to the 19th century, so it doesn't it just stays in the box.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh, make one out of balsa or basswood.
That too.
Yeah, I've got a bunch of stuff that just lives in the box.
You're still doing the modeling Mondays, right?
I am still doing the modeling Mondays.
I wish my wife was off work when you were doing those because she does all my modeling. She just got done putting this coal mine together for me here.
I didn't realize your wife worked on the modeling with you. That's really awesome.
Yeah, see the coal mine she did? She even weathered it.
Wow.
That's cool.
You're a lucky man. I can't even get my wife to look at my trains.
I was gonna say my My girlfriend's like, that's your thing. I'm not getting involved.
Oh, she made all my trees for me. Everything else, she's great.
Amanda's the same way. She won't touch mine.
So you see my, you guys seen my office behind me that I made for working on paints and whatnot. If I turn around the other side of the room, I made for her.
That's the way to do it.
Well, you know how it goes when you get married. Everything that she owns is hers, and everything you own is hers too. So
that is correct.
Well, if you look, here, I'm gonna flip this camera around again. If you look at the camera,
they never seem to want to admit that until the divorce proceedings. You know.
There's her desk. Look, she's working on something else for me already. What is this thing she's working on now? Woodland Scenics, mini scene, Tommy Treehouse.
Cool.
What?
Actually, they're these pieces that I'm adding right now actually go in here in a specific direction. So Lehigh River Subdivision says, that looks like my back after a day of work, referring to your caboose, Edward. And Thomas is recommending that you turn that caboose into a track cleaning car.
Yeah, that's a possibility on that.
Is anybody a Santa Fe War Bonnet fan here?
Yeah.
Okay. I have two Intermountain bodies that I switched out for Pennsylvania bodies on. I took the shells off them and put Athearn shells on them. But two perfect condition bodies here. You see them in the box. But I'm willing to give them away to anybody that wants them because there's no mechanics in them. I'm not a War Bonnet fan. So if you have Intermountain, Athearn the Athearn bodies fit right on the Intermountain chassis, so I'm guessing it'll work vice versa.
Well, that's pretty awesome there, Frank. I'm sure somebody is going to want those.
They're detailed. They're detailed as all heck. The vents and everything, real metal.
They'll fit on an F7, an Athearn Blue Box F7.
Yeah, and these were Intermountain F7B and F7A War Bonnets, 41B and 41 or 39B or whatever. One's an A, one's a B unit.
Because the Athearn F7 shells are crap.
I know, but I have Pennsylvania ones laying around, so I used them and I detailed them myself.
I would, yeah, Frank. Is your email in your about section on YouTube?
It is. It is.
I'll shoot you an email.
Yeah, because they're just sitting on a shelf. I'm not going to use them, and I doubt anybody on eBay's going to give me more than $2 for them. So
the newest Athearns aren't too bad, but the old ones are terrible.
Yeah, the Genesis aren't bad. I don't know. I haven't seen any ready roll F7s.
Well, even your newer ready to roll, the ready to roll that's out today is like the Genesis that was out 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, the Athearn motors that come out of SD45s do not fit in an F7 with the flywheel. Just so you all know.
Yeah.
Close. It's close, but no.
So I took a Dremel, and on the old Athearns, the number boards and stuff are just filled in blanks.
Right.
I took those out and I grinded those out with the number boards out with a small bit on a Dremel, filed it really smooth, and then I filled it with the clear epoxy with tape on one side so it wouldn't flow out. So now my number boards and stuff light up too.
Instead of doing all that grinding, Frank, what I do is I just swap the cab out with a newer one.
Well, I swapped the Intermountain cab out with the old Athearn.
I don't mind modifying stuff, but if I can help it, if I can find something that's already really close, that's the way I usually go.
Yeah, that's why I can't see this Arduino stuff when you can just buy the stuff that already works.
Yeah, I'm not an Arduino
Yeah.
at all.
Well, but just like you Frank, like modifying your locomotive. Some people like playing with the electronics.
I understand it. Hey, Tom sent me a link for these IR sensors. He said they would work better than the sensors I have with that board I had on his chat Monday night. I got them, I put them on, and they were no better. The problem is that my P&LE cars are black, so they're just not going to pick it up because I run any other trains.
So does anybody else?
They don't have.
Go ahead, Frank.
No, go ahead. I was just saying they're flat black and they don't reflect that IR back, so I'm probably better off with the light sensors. Why is my light flashing in here?
If you use a glossier black instead of a flat, it might help because of the reflective nature of the gloss.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They were. I forget the brand.
Why not try to put some like a clear gloss coat on it?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were AccuRail, so they came in a flat black.
So why not get you some of the testers clear or gloss coat and spray on it and see if it works better?
I could try that on one car. I'm not sure I like the gloss look on it.
Right.
Well, even the dull coat would be a little bit less flat than the flat that they're using.
Somebody else told me to take the sensors from off of the track sides because I have them hidden in various spots close to the track. Take them off the track side and actually bring them up through the track and put white tape or paint the undercarriage white, a stripe going down the undercarriage white.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Some kind of light color, you make a dot or a line or something like that the infrared sensor can pick up.
Yeah, they told me to put it underneath the train. I would never do.
You know, you might be able to find a little vial of some kind of infrared paint. Something that is relatively invisible to the human eye, but to an infrared sensor would be like a spotlight.
Yeah, I gotta look into that. That would even be easier. I wouldn't have to move all these sensors.
Now, what
the last thing I'd do
is there anybody out there that keeps a bunch of Athearn parts? I'm working on a customer loco, and it's a United Way SD40, and he's missing all of the headlights. So I need one of these clusters of headlights, the single headlights. They're kind of, I don't know if I can get them in the right position. You can see, but they're
video up about that, didn't you?
kind of oblong shape. Let me get something behind them.
Didn't you just put a video up on YouTube about that?
Well, I was on Facebook. I think I asked somebody about them.
Yeah, that's what it was. I know I saw it. You asking somewhere about it.
They come in clusters of 5 like this, and they're kind of oblong shape.
And Horizon Hubs, doesn't
I knew I seen it somewhere.
No, not in stock. If they did, there for some reason, Athearn's website is notoriously difficult to find things on.
That's the truth.
I can literally type in the exact part number, and it'll show no results.
I know it. I've had the same issues.
Yeah, I have that problem on a lot of websites as well.
And good luck calling them.
Oh, really? Oh, it's funny.
You try
they're
to call
moving.
them, and it goes to voicemail every time.
Yeah, they're moving their service facility from California to Champaign.
Yeah, I know, but I couldn't get a hold of them on the phone before they decided to do that anyways.
Yeah.
They don't respond to emails very well either.
I know, and if they do respond, it's with like 1 or 2 word responses, yes or no.
I've gotten a lot of help from Microtrains, actually. They're very easy to email, and I've been emailing back and forth with them for a while.
There's certain companies that most people will tell you have the best customer service, and then there's sort of a small cluster of companies these days that everybody will tell you just steer clear of because if something breaks, they're not even worth dealing with.
Yeah. Hey Heath, I think I could beat him out if I repaint this GG1 in a Pittsburgh Steelers theme.
There is on, I think it's on our model trains on Reddit.
Uh
For
huh.
a while, there were people that were doing these like fake GG1 liveries where they would like just do these like really random paint schemes on GG1s, and it was a lot of fun. You should see if someone can make that for you, just as like to get some ideas.
Yeah, I have that GG1 that just sits in the box, that Bachman sound value. It's in that Tuscan red. I could have somebody put Steelers on that.
Looks like Dave BNSF N scale. I don't know if he's talking about Athearn or microtrains, but he's saying best way is to email them. But yeah, I've been emailing with microtrains for at least 6 months now. Sometimes I can't find something, or I want to know when something was released, and they just send me. They respond back to me usually within a day.
I'm still waiting for my decoder from Soundtracks. They've had it for a couple weeks now.
A couple weeks?
Couple weeks. It was sent to them. I have the thing. It was dropped off in Durango, Colorado, and they haven't answered me, emailed me, nothing. I sent them the receipt.
They must be letting George Bogota work on it.
No, they
know.
just
No.
okay. So last week they just hired a support technician, so he's in training right now.
Yeah.
No. Let me clarify. I'm just giving George a hard time because it took him like 6 months to put a bunch of LEDs in a little tiny BLI. What are that? Track mobile?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just giving him a hard time about that, and I understand.
I mean, I know he told me to send it to them. The guy, and I sent. They said he asked me if the blue light was on because it's Tsunami too. I said there's nothing coming on, and I'm using there with my tester, and the voltage is at the pickups on the decoder, and the blue light's not on. I said it's a dead decoder. There's nothing more you can do about it. So I'm sure all you had to do is put two wire leads to it and see that it's dead.
Yeah.
I would have thought they would have just sent you a new one or something. But
That's what I thought, but I don't know if they're sitting there waiting on a list to test it. It's dead.
well, Frank, you gotta make friends with the people in charge so they take your phone calls.
I can't make friends when I pick on them on your pages.
Stop picking on them.
No, that's half the fun.
It pays to have good people in high places.
I bet as soon as you get monetized.
Yeah.
So speaking of soundtracks,
Uh-oh, here we go.
He done poked the dragon.
yep. Keep calm and play with trains.
I like the Turk. I don't like purple, but I like the Turk.
They only offer it in purple. I think that's Nancy's favorite color. Because everything they do is purple, except for Blackstone models.
I'm growing the beard. I'm trying to be a little like you, but I'm not wearing purple.
Well, I think I'm going with purple because it's something that nobody else uses, and if you want to stand out, you need to do something like that,
Or wear a Christmas tree.
Yeah.
Well, Athearn's got the blue and yellow, and there's a bunch of companies like Atlas, Manawa that have red boxes. Spectrum, Bachman Spectrum's red box now. So I think
Walther's is blue and yellow.
There you go.
So
you guys see this box. This box definitely stands out on the shelf too. This is an old Walther's box.
I like the Broadway lemon. It's got black.
These are the best boxes.
So Thomas says he's got a hobby
I
shop.
agree, Steve.
Thomas says he's got a Athearn or a shop near him that has a lot of Athearn stuff. So if people want to let Thomas know what they need, might be able to provide a little assistance.
Is that Split Rock 323? Is that who Thomas is?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Yes.
Okay.
You're gonna have a hard time finding headlights, those lenses.
Well,
so Shane, what I've done in the past is I have taken out the headlight plastic things, whatever they're called, and I put in LED bulbs instead. And
Well,
I see
I
my
don't
better
have-
look.
I use the 1.5 volts because I'm working with the where'd it go?
Plus, his lenses are oblong.
Well, yeah,
I'm
you can use those bulbs, and I mean that works too. On the 1.5 volts. I've converted all my stuff to LEDs.
Yep.
So I prefer those over the incandescents any day.
Well, once I get to the point where I get into DCC and I actually have a 3-volt access to a 3-volt, source coming off of the decoder or the light board, then I'm going to go all LED. But for right now, I just can't get LEDs in 1.5 volt.
Yeah. Well, and I will tell you what's nice with the Soundtrack's PMP boards is they do have a 1.5 volt place where you can solder to your common connection for all your incandescent bulbs. So that is one thing I do like about their stuff.
Yeah, but they also have the 3-volt one too, don't they?
They got both.
Yeah, I like that.
And George will tell you to put your resistor on the common and not the positives. So that way you only have to use one resistor for that whole locomotive.
Interesting.
I don't have that issue because the LEDs that I use here, let me show them to you. The LEDs that I use come from Evans Design, and
they have the resistor in line.
Yeah, right there they have the resistor and everything already in line, and then right up here's your LED. So they come pre-wired, ready to rock. I like using these for interior lights, for the cab light, and then you can run fiber optics to anything else that you want to stay lit.
Yeah.
Going back to the colors, I like the black. I like the Broadway limited boxes because they're black, gold, and white, like the Steelers.
Oh, jeez. Split Rock is asking the headlights for which units, Shane?
For an SD40-2, any SD40-2 parts pack will have those headlights in them. And most of the EMDs, once they started the RTR series, should have those same headlights in them.
So SD40-2, that would also use this. Do they have both headlights above the cab and on the nose?
It depends on the prototype, but most of the RTRs have the high headlights.
So you could those lights are very compatible pretty much with all of EMD's GPs and SD locomotives.
Yeah, but they changed the design because in the Blue Box series, they had the one single piece that had two pegs that went into the holes.
Right.
And it was one piece. And now in the RTR series, they've changed them to the single oblong ones. And they literally, you don't even have to glue them in. They pop in.
Right.
So I tried using the one that's got the 2 pegs, and they just flop around in the hole. They don't even come to the end of the hole to fill it up completely. So,
well, your oblong bulbs should fit in those holes where you don't have to use those plastic pieces.
Yeah, but I don't. This is a customer loco, and I don't want an issue of them calling me up saying, "Hey, man, why is my cab melted?"
Yeah.
Okay, Shane. Another thing you could use, you see this stuff here for putting windows in.
Yeah.
You could tape it off and make your own lenses out of that. That dries crystal clear.
Ooh, that I think I'm going to use that as my final option. If I can find some headlights, I'd rather do that, but that's a good option to consider. Just fill the hole up and it'll dry like a lens.
I have this micro crystal clear, which is a similar thing too. They say you can make windows up to 1/4 inch with this.
Oh wow!
Is that the stuff when you apply it, it kind of goes in a hole, sort of like when you're blowing a bubble? You know how when you got the things you dip in a bubble and you can see that they kind of fill the hole with the Anybody know what I'm talking about?
No.
I'm guessing that's probably.
But
how
guys,
it
I
works,
hate to do it, but
don't-
I got to run. I got to get back to work. So everyone, have a great weekend, and I will see y'all next time.
All
Take
righty.
care, Jason.
All right, later, Jason.
See you later, Jason.
Frank, I just sent you, Frank, a Facebook Messenger with my address.
Okay.
Another option is using canopy glue.
Yep.
I did an experiment on with Windows since I'm trying to do the 19th century and all that. They didn't have plate glass, so you don't have that perfect reflection.
Right.
So I turned around and I did it there. It's one of those things. I'm looking at it going. It dried really fast. So you can only, probably should do only one window at a time. But another thing,
A little bit frosted, sort of.
Yeah.
yeah, that's another thing is that there's also I got a white viewing block in there also, so that might
Shane,
that's why it's looking frosted, I think.
So Shane, I had told you guys earlier about filling. I said epoxy, and I was misspoken. Those number boards on those F7 Atherns that I drilled out, that stuff that I showed you from testers is exactly what I filled those lenses in with, and they came out crystal clear. The light comes perfect through them.
It's
I just gotta
probably
get
Tester's version of canopy glue.
It's for attaching windows and stuff. If you actually get some on the window, you won't see it.
Yep. Yeah,
I wonder how well that would hold up when you're trying to put like a number board decal over it.
Well, that's what I'm about to find out when I get somewhere I can get numbers that small to put on there.
Micro Scale, I believe, sells actual number board decals.
I'm going to try. They don't get hot because I use LEDs anyway. But
basically, what you get is calm down and look at this.
Who's
Somebody's
making
making
all
a
that ruckus?
I don't know. Somebody.
Okay.
That was me.
I don't even remember what I was going to say. Oh, the micro scale decals, basically, it's like a sheet of black with clear numbers.
Okay.
So, and the numbers are just arranged in really random configurations. So somewhere on that page, you should be able to find the number that matches up to whatever loco you're wanting to do.
Yeah, as long as it ain't 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm not really concerned what number it shows up because I'm not prototypical with that.
Well,
So another thing. This is my next experiment with the windows is clear Elmer's glue.
I haven't tried that yet. Yeah, I'm curious how well.
I've seen it, but I haven't tried it either. It's good point there.
So does anybody else have a Union Pacific United Way SD40?
Nope. The only Union Pacific I have in my fleet is that Spirit of the UP, and that sits on the shelf too. That's for my car.
The reason I asked this is because I've been kind of studying this model, being that I'm working on it, and I've noticed that this sign on the side, on the prototype, they basically had like exhaust clamp style fasteners to attach this to the stanchions. That's what they used. And then that would put bolts on the front side of it, but you couldn't see those from a distance. But when you look at the model, it's actually got little dots here and there to represent where those are, but none of them match up with the stanchions. None of them. It doesn't matter. I could take this off and move it whichever way. It's completely out of scale. That's why it doesn't match up.
Are you a rivet counter?
I'm not a rivet counter, but this is driving me crazy. Okay.
Steve
just
87
bored.
PSAP says you can use any PVA that dries clear. Mod Podge, Aliens, Elmer's, Microset, any of them will work. And Thomas at Split Rock wants to know, you want the headlights detail part, not the actual bulbs, correct?
That's correct.
Correct. I've got where'd they go? I've got some Genesis bulbs here somewhere. Oh, they're right here. I've got Genesis lights, 1.5 volt lights ready to rock. I just need the headlight lenses.
And
It's
Split
missing
Rock's
them
saying,
front
I
and
have
back.
run the prototype United Way engine. Neat photos.
I bet you it was prototypically correct.
I don't know if
Well, the
he's
thing is,
saying...
I only got one UP engine, and it's this one.
Wow.
The General.
Yeah.
No, the 119 at well, actually, I do have the General also. But, well, I'm grabbing everything that's 19th century locomotives and all that, which apparently in HO scale is all the American type ones. I guess the one that
Do you model train robberies with those?
no, this actually I'm aiming for sort of almost towards the sort of like right after the Civil War, but sort of like north.
Yeah.
Not sort of like in the New England area.
Okay, you're not doing the old West.
No.
So if you're doing that era, you've got to like set up a couple of public train crashes, right? It's like they got bored after the Civil War. They're like, yeah, we ain't seen no explosions in a while. Ain't seen anybody. Let's crash some locomotives together. That's a good idea.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be able to actually physically get the explosion. Couldn't do that properly and all that without, probably hurting people.
Have you heard of tannerite?
What?
Have you heard of tannerite?
Tannerite? No, I have not.
I would suggest maybe doing it in the backyard, but yeah, you can get this.
TNT, right? Isn't
Well,
tannerite just TNT?
It's actually called a binary target, which means that it explodes when you shoot it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they did it for my bachelor party. We went out to a gun range.
So Dad's Cooks is saying it might look like Heath is close to finishing. The cars are, for all intents and purposes, done. I'm working on the billboards now. So.
No, the billboards are part of the car.
At this point, I think we've kind of took over the stream. So whenever you finish, Heath, you can go ahead and go, and we'll just hang out. All right?
We'll just keep going.
Yeah, we're gonna just keep it going.
Shane, are you telling me to keep it down over here? Is that?
Yeah.
We're talking over here, Keith. Hey, Heath, keep it down. Keep it down.
Am I interrupting your conversation?
I just mute your mic.
Oh, Heath's still here, guys.
Oh, good. I'm learning something, and I'm getting something done. So
He actually gets something done when we're not making fun of him.
Yeah. Here's a challenge. How does one put a coupler on the front end of these things?
You don't.
You have to cut it. If you want it, you'd have to cut it open.
Now, one thing you could do probably is you could buy an aftermarket cow catcher that's already got a coupler pocket built in and just swap them out.
Yeah. Right. I don't know if they'd even make them that big, like those old, early ones. Those cow catchers were huge.
There's some detail companies out there that sell several different styles of front steam pilots and cow catchers and stuff like that. You should be able to find something to fit your fancy.
But what I'm thinking about is the angle on those old style cow catchers is so gradual. They stick out so far that you'd have to put a super long coupler to be at the right height.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do have some that have or already have dummy couplers on the front end, and I'm just basically pulling that off and all that. But you are sort of kind of right that it's not as slow.
But the only thing that's going to give you issues with coupling is the trip pin.
I take
Well,
them off.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'd
just
probably
trim
do
the
that.
trip pin off, and you shouldn't have any issues.
Keyword shouldn't, right?
Well, we still got to reach over that damn cow catcher.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like, I mean, I was thinking about, using a, like a,
But those
Yeah.
engines were never meant to couple up front anyway.
Yeah, pretty much. They didn't really run a whole lot of double headers back then.
Well, I would have to say if you see sometimes when they have a snowplow in front, they
Yeah.
usually have 3 or 4 or 5 in the back.
They probably have something like a push bar between them instead of a coupler.
Probably. I would say that whatever loco they use with the snow plow is probably has a drawbar attaching it to the loco.
So, Lynn, is my sound not as loud as everybody else's still?
No, we're just ignoring you.
Well, Lynn's saying I'm too quiet.
Yeah, I would have to say,
The rest of us
And
like it that way, Lynn.
I tried putting me on automatic volume, but it didn't. I don't know if that helped or not.
Andy wants us to stay on topic, though, because his relationships and marriages have borne great similarity to train crashes.
One of the things that I hate about StreamYard is that you can't really adjust your volume. Like, you can't see your volume in relationship to other people's volumes, so you don't really know. I have no idea how loud I am in relationship to other people.
I mean, to me, Heath, you sound just as loud as everyone else.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if it's. Yeah, I don't know if it's different. Yeah, I don't know.
no, I myself, I do hear a sound difference. I'm trying to, the one I was asking about UP and all that, he seems to be the loudest. And you and the other guy wearing a Blaney shirt is also very quiet.
Me?
Steve.
Me? I'm quiet.
Yes.
Hear that?
Well,
Heath?
yeah,
You're quiet.
I don't know if Steve's ever been accused of being quiet before.
No. I would have to say the volume level is
Yeah.
I know.
My girlfriend's always saying that I'm too loud, so.
Okay, now
that's-
you're
I'm
loud.
like,
Well, Steve is a
loud?
little further back from the camera and the mic, so.
My
And
mic's
he's
right
in a-
here.
Oh,
Hey,
is it?
Steve, I got that message. As soon as I box him up, I'll let you know.
No problem. Thanks, Frank.
yeah, I just cranked my volume up like a lot.
Rick says
So,
we're 2
hopefully-
hours in, and he doesn't see train car yet.
We're not 2 hours in.
You
Started
might
at
want to check the
11:30.
time, Heath.
You might want to check
Hour
the time.
Hour and
45.
45.
And Rick, we've got train cars here. All I'm working on is the billboard that goes on top. Come on.
Holy crap. Tom put a video up and we're still in here.
Jason
Who
is
put a video up?
insinuating that the only way
Oh.
I'm quiet is because it's muted.
Back to basics. It looks like he's in his garage.
I wonder, I've been thinking about getting the Rode Wireless Go so that I can have a lav on instead of just using this. But yeah, it's hard. It's really hard to balance. It's really hard to balance the levels when you can't see
Everybody
I've
else.
got no audio meters. I've
Hey,
got.
Rick,
Well, StreamYard has a test your mic thing that you see the level.
Yeah, but I can't see how does my level compare to your level.
Exactly.
I can't do a mix of all of us.
hey, Rick, if you're waiting to see a train car yet, Rick, you're gonna have. He's gonna take at least 3 hours to get it moving.
Well, here, I mean, we can go back here and turn these on.
Here's the key question: are we past step 2 yet, Heath?
There you go. There you go, man. Rick, there's your train moving.
Now we got train cars.
What radius is that, Heath?
11.
The outer one is 036. The inner one is 027.
Heath won't let me run my trains because he mutes me when I do.
It's always amazing to me how O-scale can run on just the tightest radius turns that I've ever seen. You could take a big boy around the tightest turn that Lionel makes, and it'll go.
Isn't it pretty wild?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it's
but
the wheel set's articulated and it overhangs. It may run around, but you have to have like 3 inches of clearance on both sides.
Yeah, like if that was the real world, you'd be taking out every telephone pole for the next 6 miles.
Yeah, I mean it's hilarious. You know?
Like it's crazy to me. Has anybody ever seen a locomotive called a centipede?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, Baldwin made these, and they're massive. Okay, the only person that makes them that has made them recently is BLI. And if you look at some of the videos on those of people taking them around curves, it reminds you of a Lionel Big Boy because the overhang on those things is ridiculous. Like the wheels will be on the track over here somewhere, and then the cab will be like 4 feet off to the side of the track. But they'll run on a 22-inch radius.
At least we're not watching Jason's trains run. We'd have to listen to cows all day.
Or sheep.
I have the cows, but I turn them down when I'm.
If you're missing cows or pigs, just let me know and I'll turn mine on.
Oh no.
Is it just me, or does somebody want to like visit and just swap all of his wheels to plastic wheels while he's not looking? You know,
I actually tore one of those BLI cars apart because I had 2 cow stock cars. I actually tore one apart and wired it directly inside my barn.
that's cool.
I don't have the car. I have soundboards. One of them set up for cows and one of them set up for pigs.
I have a soundboard by my cemetery that gives a eulogy for a fellow model railroader.
Now, those soundboards, is that something where you buy them and it has the sounds that you want loaded onto it, or do you have to go and download certain sounds?
I got mine on Amazon, and they have a little adapter that you can plug them into your like headphone jack on your computer or whatever. And there's a lot of free sounds out there. You can put whatever you want. And like I said, I got on my cemetery, I got a eulogy. It says, here lies a fallen mellow rider who spent more time with his trains than his wife. Maybe that's why she poisoned them.
That's cool.
I got mine from CMR Products. They're not on their website though, and they came preloaded with one came preloaded with cows, and the other one came preloaded with pigs.
Yeah, I seen those too, but I got mine on Amazon. I got a set of 3 of them really cheap, and you can basically download anything you want.
They're not expensive.
I thought it would be neat to set up a sound file of trains just running, like the sound of a train rolling past, and then you set it up to where it's triggered by sensors so that it only comes on in the area where the train actually runs.
Well, BLI has that rolling thunder.
Rolling thunder,
with a subwoofer.
Yeah, I have that, yeah.
And it's Bluetooth, I think. And as a train gets closer, the sound gets louder.
Yeah, and they start picking up the bass in it and everything else. Yeah, I have that.
Oh, you got that, Frank?
Yeah, I have it.
Do you have it set up, Frank, or do you just have it?
No, I have it set up as well, too.
Does it come in a rail car or a loco?
No. There's a speaker, and I have a sub. I bought a separate sub and hooked up to it. The sub's underneath the layout. There's a pickup box. You have, if you don't buy it with the sub, you have to add your own sub. But there's a pickup box. You place it somewhere where you want to hear the sound increase. Closer to you, closer to your viewing area. And the Paragon 3 locomotives already have the Rolling Thunder built into them. Anything that has Paragon 3 in it, and it picks it up. And as the train gets closer to that box, wherever you've put it, the sound increases, and you actually pick up the bass. Like I have my bass on full blast. If I put that on, it gets annoying just like any other sound. But the floor in my train room will actually start to vibrate, like there's coming through there.
I think it's such a smart idea because, for the bass, you need the big speaker. So I actually think it's a brilliant idea to do that.
Well, if you got a big layout where people that are going to come by to see your layout are going to stand in one area, all right, it would be great. I don't have the setup, but I've got one locomotive that is Paragon 3 Rolling Thunder. My
Bass is omnidirectional. Bass is omnidirectional. As long as you put it in the corner, it'll fill your room up pretty good.
It will, but here's the deal. Wherever you put the sensor, and you get, as it gets closer to it, it gets louder.
Yep.
All right. So you want that to be somewhere where people are coming by or yourself, either one, are going to view it. Okay. Yep. But if they're going to view it all over the place, then the train can be passing me here, but the sensor's over there.
Right. So you need more sensors.
Yeah. The idea that I had was that you put maybe infrared sensors in certain places around the track, and then every section has its own speaker, and as it crosses into the next section, that speaker starts to pick up the noise, and the previous speaker where from the other section starts to lower the noise automatically.
Yep. Right.
So you get that effect all the way around your entire loop. That's what I was thinking about.
Or you just put a sound coder in your locomotive.
Well, I don't have DCC right now, so
the only really sound that I really like from my sound locomotives is the tsunamis with the clickety clack. I like the clickety clack and the occasional pop at movies.
Yeah, those are cool. And the squealing brakes or the squealing wheels.
Yeah. But that constant rumble gets on the nerves after a while.
I can't believe how loud O-scale or O-gauge locomotives are, or the trains are. I mean, this thing, when I have this thing going around behind me, it's
the metal wheels with the metal tracks, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's just loud.
And the sound too, Heath. The sound is crazy loud because they take a speaker the size of this thing and then they put it inside of it.
Yeah. I mean, I just, my stuff's all just AC, so I don't have any speakers in it, but even just the running, I didn't remember it being so loud.
You don't have
even loud. Yeah,
you don't have more electronic whistles in yours, Heath?
What, Frank?
You don't have whistles and stuff in there that are electronic?
It doesn't. I don't seem to. I don't really know. I tried pressing the whistle button, and there is no whistle. So I don't think there is.
Yeah, that S2, that Rail King S2 or whatever the heck it was from MTH S2 steam turbine that I just got rid of. The whistle button wouldn't work on it either. But when I was at the setup we did with another friend of mine with his Z4000, the whistle worked with his controller, but it wouldn't work with mine.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I think the K-Line Circus locomotive, I believe, has a whistle and everything, but I don't believe the GG1s do at all. Thomas says, if you have a stock car with a sound decoder carrying pigs, Do the brakes squeal more than the pigs? Oh, Walther's had that kind of sound system a few years ago. The sound would follow the train around the room using multiple speakers. So
Yeah, I see.
there you have it.
Hey, is anybody familiar with the newer replacement Atherton motors with the hexagon flywheels?
Blow him
Yeah.
up, Steve. I can't see it. I am blowing him up, Heath. I can't see that motor.
Blow who up? Oh, Steve.
Yeah.
What you need to know about them?
Where do you get the linkage?
PPWA line.
Hexagon.
PPWA line.
PPWA line.
Yep.
There you go. That's why I love
That was
these
easy.
That's why I love these channels.
They have the old style linkages with the shaft, you know, the spline shaft. They've got those, and then they've also got the new hex style. They come in a universal length, so you have to basically cut it down and then glue the hex piece to the shaft. But once you do that, you're good to go.
I'm marking this down.
Yeah.
PP.
All Jason needs
PPW/A line.
PPWA line is one of the companies that makes the travel boxes for the trains as well.
Yes.
ALINE.
Yes.
Yep. A line is arrow line.
Okay. Cool. I'll look that up later. Because I don't know why I have it, but I've got one of these brand new Genesis motors, but I don't have the hex, for lack of a better term, U-joints.
If you wanted to, and it's up to you, of course, you can swap out those flywheels for old style.
Yeah. Here's the deal, though. You know, I showed you a little. I said a little while ago, this old Atherton motor out of an SD45 would not fit in the F7. However, if you compare the new Genesis, right?
Steve, this is what the website's going to look like, just so you know when you find it.
Okay, Aero Hobby.
Yeah.
Anyway, the new motor has smaller flywheels, so it might fit in an F7.
Well, for the older Athertons, SD motors did not swap with GP motors, and GP motors, and I just mean that in the general sense of size. I don't mean that per exact prototype. And then the GP size motors won't fit into the switchers. Now, the Genesis motors will fit in everything but switchers. They won't fit in switchers because of the motor mounts.
My SW has the same motor mount.
Train Freak, all you need is one of those sound cards from Amazon in your circular saw. You'll have the sounds for your sawmill.
Well,
I think it has the same motor mount.
For the newer switchers,
you're right. It's a different motor mount.
Yeah, it's got a single post on each side instead of the dual post.
Right.
And that's what I was talking about earlier with making a switcher style motor mount that screws like with screws like the new style. I'd love it if I could find someone to draw that up and a ton of them for me.
Mike Rail Artist says, no sound on my layout as of yet, but if I want Rolling Thunder for operations, I just eat beans the night before. So for all the doubters in here, we're done. 2 flat cars. We got two billboards.
That took you 2 hours?
Double
2
side.
hours.
Well, and trying to keep 2 hours trying to keep you in line while I do it.
Here's the real test, Heath. Pick it up and give it a shake and see if anything falls off.
There goes the
All
sign.
right. You're good to go.
Just this falls off, but that's expected.
That's because it's Heath's fault.
Well, I think Humanity Junction has a habit of falling off.
Probably. Rick's saying 1 hour and 50. So Rick, what did you have? What time did you bet at the beginning of this? Wait, done. Not done. Heath, have to check. They run and couplers are correct. Well, the couplers are on. I don't have any HO scale tracks set up, so I don't know that I can.
You don't
can't
do
do
8 those, so one of those must be for me.
Is it just me, or does it seem like Heath is just always woefully unprepared for these things?
Always.
No HO track. He's like, I'm going to buy a Lionel, or not even Lionel, a K-line O-scale motor. I don't have any track. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Like,
It's one of those.
I got trains running back there. I got trains running up here. I got things happening.
In the brain.
Yeah, you've got trains in every gauge except the best.
Yeah, if he would actually prepare, then nothing would go wrong, and he'd have to drop the blame Heath thing.
True.
Roy, you're welcome here anytime. Keep it up with those comments. Everybody else, you're all getting timed out, but Roy, you can stay.
Oh, good point, Jason. Hey, are those KD couplers on those flat cars?
KD couplers on these flat cars?
Well, they're not done then. You gotta have metal wheel set and KD couplers to be done.
If Dave P or Bernard C want to put KD couplers and metal wheels and all that kind of stuff on it, they can.
Oh, you got to put wheels on it.
Billboards on flat cars. Who does that on their channel? Let me think. Who does that besides me? I'd be curious to know. I think that I explained why I did this, right? It's based off of this. So it's based off of this. I'm gonna make some. I have some billboards.
Kieran, don't humor him.
Hey, everybody, get out of your cameras while Heath is not around.
So I'm gonna make them for the N scale also. So we'll. Oh, you do that as well, My Life Tracks? I don't think I've seen that from you. Question, is Rick doing the Easter Sunday show? So Sunday's show is John from Schuylkill River Valley, but John may have a guest. Who knows?
And a pink
Who
Easter
knows?
bunny.
If half-assed is what he's going for, then he's done. John will be doing it, but I wouldn't be surprised if a rabbit shows up. So, My Life Track says, don't you ever watch my channel? I do. I've seen your snow plows. I've seen your locomotive collection. I do what I can. I have a billboard on the back of a 176 Circus wagon. Yeah, so the goal is, I can add I can add some stickers to this one too.
Do you have any circus wagons?
Do I have
In
circus
HO?
wagons?
Yeah.
In HO, I don't think I do in HO. This here is S scale.
See if Michael McCarville will make you one or two.
I'm not asking Michael McCarville to build a wagon.
Well, they're on the same par as oil pumps.
They are. That is true. So I'm gonna build this guy really quick. There's 33 people here. Should we do a giveaway of this N scale one for the 33 people that are here?
Not so you put couplers on it.
It's already got couplers on it.
KD?
Microtrains.
Katie doesn't make microtrains. Yeah, microtrains.
Katie's smart.
Well, I mean, you know why
Hanging up
Katie
on
doesn't
a
make
frame.
microtrains, right? Does everyone know the Katie's microtrain story?
Yeah.
No. Or you'll tell her.
HO brother kicked the N brother out the window.
Exactly. Yeah, they're brothers. Katie and microtrains are brothers. They couldn't get along. That's why Katie used to do N scale.
So N scale is the little brother, huh?
That's funny, but I don't know the
Probably.
I don't know the answer. That would be pretty funny if it was the little brother. So should we, while I'm finishing this one, why don't we give away the N scale version? So the two HO scale versions are already given away. But let's see. Oh boy, Steve 87th PSAP. Do you get a fluffer for that, Rick? Rick says I just had my bunny suits. Anyway, I should not have looked at that. So let's see if we go to giveaways. And we go to custom, and nobody can see what I'm looking at because let's see. Let's go here. Let's go share.
Heath, I'll make you a deal.
What's that?
I have an MTH box that has circuit circus sounds on it. I'll send it to you for one of those flat cars.
Which, the HO or the N?
HO, you got to make another one.
All right, we can do that. So let's see. Giveaway settings. All right, so the command is going to be this billboard N. Let's see if I can make it bigger. Can I make it bigger? Nope, that's not how I want to do it. I can never, Windows I find so hard. I can never remember. Anyone know the command to make the Windows window bigger?
Yeah, hit the little square up in the upper right-hand corner.
Yeah, no, I don't want to do that. I just want to do that. Okay, so this is going to be the command. You're going to type in ! billboard N with no spaces. And you're going to have 5 minutes to do that. I'm going to click the getting started button. So anyone who wants to win, it's basically going to be an N scale version of this other thing. I'm building the billboard while the contest is going on. So we'll do this contest to sort of end this. So here we go. 455 left. If anybody starts entering the little command, in theory, the comment should come up. Let's see. Did it work? Yep, there we go. A Human City branded billboard for a flat car raffle has started for viewers. I just realized you guys can't see because I didn't add to stream. So there we go. So Roy has typed it in. There we go, and we got people's names coming up. So let me get back to finishing building this while the N scale people get working. And yeah, so this is the box I built today, by the way, and here's some more HO scale flat cars that I have to give away, and I do have some more N scale ones as well. So when I feel like it, we'll give away some more as well. So Bernard, if you win again this time, you're getting N scale.
You can use it as a load in the flat car.
I feel like there needs to be accompanying music to this.
What kind of music you want?
Red Hot Chili Peppers, give it away.
I think my stream would get demonetized if I started playing the Red Hot Chili.
Not if you started playing it in the background.
Oh no, you would. YouTube will comment for you.
Then just sing it. They can't say anything about that.
If I sung it, the song would be unrecognizable. So let's see. We got 2 minutes 50 seconds. We got, let's see how many people. 11 people entered.
Well, if
I
this
can't
stream
even
was
see.
on yesterday, I would suggest the Rick Ashley song.
Hey, this stream has not hit 3 hours yet. I still got time.
We'll get there.
Yeah, we will. We'll get there.
Let's start putting the modules together.
No, that's why. That's one great thing about the O stuff is that it's so much faster to set up.
Well, it's designed that way.
Right. Yes. It is definitely more designed that way than.
You got to realize Lionel, I think originally, let's just be honest, it was made to run around the Christmas tree. And when Christmas is over, I don't know about kids, but parents are so done with Christmas, they're like, I don't care, just throw this damn train in the box along with the tree and get it out of my face. So I think they were like, yeah, we need to make sure the parents can do this quickly.
Yeah, I mean, the t-trak does go together pretty quickly. The problem is just leveling it out. And of course, I've made it probably a little more complicated than it needs to be with all the various connections and all that kind of stuff.
Have you found any issues with that track being the what do you call it? The roadbed being warped in any way on that?
On the Kato Unitrack?
No, on like you have some of your Lionel has the roadbed, right?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Have you had any issues with that being warped at all? Because I found that HO scale sometimes the curves tend to get warped, sort of. The ends sort of fold up a little bit.
The fast track does warp, but you can bend it so easy back.
Yeah, I didn't have any trouble. I did actually solder some power connections to the bottom of it. 20 seconds left for anyone who wants to get in on this. I did solder the power connections on the bottom, and it seemed to take the heat okay, and I don't know. Man, the N scale one's harder to peel the back off the sticker.
Should have
I should have airbrushed my logo.
One ticket, Rick.
I should have airbrushed my logo onto this. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
I guarantee you, if you go looking within 5 blocks, you will find an airbrush artist in New York.
He has an airbrush.
yes.
All he needs is a stencil.
There you
I
go.
think this would be hard to airbrush. I can't imagine.
Get a stencil. It won't be hard.
Well, any airbrushing for me at this point is hard, so there is that too.
You're working with N-scale trains. I think hard is an afterthought.
Yep.
That's true. And I did decide that N-scale trains weren't small enough, and then got some Z-scale trains too. So, if anything, I'm kind of asking for it.
You should look into the nano trains.
Nano trains? I don't even know what they are.
They're small enough to fit in a snow globe.
Oof. And run?
They don't actually have any running gear. They're basically, they have wheels, but they basically run from magnetism.
Oh, gotcha.
Linear motors.
Yep, that makes sense.
They have a magnet that kind of spins in a circle, and the train just kind of follows the magnet. Sort of like
cool.
Magno Rail. You know how the Magno Rail system,
yep,
you put a magnet in something and it kind of just drags it along. It's sort of like that.
Like the ice skaters on a Christmas display.
Yep.
Got it.
There you go.
There's a company out there that has uses the same process, except that instead of having a magnet on an arm, they actually have a small little it's like almost like the maglev train, where each individual car has a magnet, and then it's basically a print. They wound up printing the linear electromagnets on like a credit card and all that, and they have all different types of layouts and all that. But
All right, so who wants to know who won? We got entered Dave BNSF, N-Scale, The Train Freak, Roy Eltham, Andy Ambrose, Dad Cooks, Rick Bailey. We got to figure out a way to take Rick out of here. Anyway, Thomas, Split Rock 323, Bernard C., Willie McBurdy, Adam Cruz, Paul Bottrill, Steve Childers, George from Whitewall Wheels Hardcore MOH, Bill Voits, Leslie Gilpin. So we've got 15 users. I'm going to click the pick winner button right here. If people want to start posting in the chat what they've got going on in their lives, not their lives, what they got going on with their channels, post like where you're at subscriber wise, if anybody's close to a certain milestone. I'm going to pick a winner, then we'll check in with the people on the panel, see what they've got going on in their world. Then we'll read a little bit of the chat, and then I'm going to head out, but Anthony Dodge will be on at 3:30. Vinny's usually on at 8. There's probably other things going on tonight as well. So let's get this winner picked and go from there.
Tom just put a video out.
Andy Ambrose.
Andy.
Ta-da!
Andy Ambrose gets an N-Scale. Of course, I just shipped something to Andy that's still stuck in the mail, so we'll see if that ever gets there. But Andy, I'll get this guy in the mail to you as well. Now you'll have a little Randy Carr, and then Dave P and Bernard C. I will get your HO scale versions out as well, and everyone should have their things. So let's start with Frank. Frank, what do you got going on?
Nothing.
What do you want to tell people about? Nothing?
I have nothing, absolutely nothing, so you can just skip me.
Okay. Steve, what's going on with your life?
Still laughing at Frank. I got an update video, monthly update video coming out Sunday. Of course, my tip of the day are coming out, and that's about it.
Awesome. Shane, what's going on with you?
Headlight building.
Am I live?
Bird, how you doing, sir?
Not
What's
anymore,
happening
Shane.
with you?
Doing fairly well. The building I just showed, it's a build along series on new tracks, which they just finished it. They're this Saturday they're starting a new one, which I'm blanking on exactly what the manufacturer is. But say again.
It's his fault.
Oh, it's his fault. Oh, yeah. Well, I didn't write it down. I came unprepared. But yeah, they're starting on another one. I want to say it's a Blair line kit, grocery store, if I remember correctly. And we actually have a bunch of them, of these different what they call not my builds, but build alongs. And then after you're done with after the series is done, the next show is they do what's called my build, which basically people are showing off what they've done, and how far they've got along with it. And that's all I can think of at this time. It's called New Tracks Modeling, and we have a thing every Wednesday and Saturday at 7:00 Eastern time.
Awesome. I'm trying to answer Anthony's question, but of course my YouTube decided to log out the second I tried to type a message. So Anthony, the answer is that Patreon gives me a better percentage, but I'm doing both just because for a lot of people YouTube's easier, and some people like to see the logo after their name. So yeah, whichever works for you is a-okay perfection. So let's go back to Shane.
All right. So on my channel, I'm pretty close to 210, 215. I plan at 250 to have a small contest. I'm going to do things like trackside details, maybe some switch stands, stuff like that. YouTube train is still going on. I've been putting decals on it and stuff like that, getting it ready. We'll see, maybe this summer we'll try to actually start the United States tour.
Awesome.
I got a lot of projects upcoming. I'm working with my local short line to do some videos on various things. One of which being I'm going to actually hand lay some life-size track. Okay.
Say that again.
I'm going to hand lay some life-size track. There was a contest. I forget who it was. Somebody put on a contest or a challenge for hand laying track. And I said,
I remember the challenge. I forget who it was, but I remember somebody did that. Yep.
I feel like it was on Vinny's live stream maybe, but I don't remember. But I had made a smart ass comment about, oh, well, I could do you one better. I could lay some real track. And everybody was like, yeah, right. So I'm like, no, I'm not kidding. I really could. And they're like, yeah, right. So now I'm kind of obligated to do it. And
well, speaking of completely crazy, apparently I didn't take the link off soon enough, so Crazy has entered the house. So we should hook Rick and you up, Shane. I think Rick would probably enjoy laying some
hand laid track.
Hand laid track.
Life size hand laid track.
1-to-1 scale.
1-to-1 scale.
Yeah, no, I'll pass on that one.
Dave BNSF is. Dave's asking 100-pound rail.
Hopefully, it doesn't weigh 100 pounds. No, like I said, I have a good relationship with my local short line in my area, and the boss up there, I was like, hey, is there any chance you've got, some scrap rail and tie plates and spikes and all that laying around? I want to lay some track like a real railroader. And he just laughed his ass off. Was like, sure, buddy, we'll hook you right up. No problem. All right. The last thing that I would have to tell you guys is about some shows that are going on in my area. I live in Ohio. So anybody else that lives in the area, in Athens, Ohio, on the 24th of April, there is a club that sets up in one of the stores in the Athens Mall, and they're going to be doing an open house from 8 to 3 p.m. on the 24th. If you guys need directions or need help finding it or anything, hit me up. I'm on Facebook. Leave me a comment, whatever. Let's see. May 15th at the Columbus, Ohio Fairgrounds is Ohio N-Scale show. So any of you N-Scale guys that want to get down there, it's going to be all N-Scale all day. Let's see. And then the one that a lot of people go to in Ohio, I know Dave Thurber goes to this one every year. The Lancaster Hobby Expo is on for this year. Okay. They canceled last year. They kept pushing the date forward this year, but now we've got a for sure date. It's going to be August 7th. And that'll be in Lancaster, I believe there's a community center in Lancaster. You can go on Smokestack Hobby Shop website, and they've got everything on there.
When you say Lancaster, that's Pennsylvania or that's Ohio?
No. Lancaster, Ohio.
There is a train show in Pinellas Park, which is Tampa Bay area, this Saturday.
Florida's moving along with the train shows, aren't they?
It's this one company called Regal Train Shows. They once a month have a train show somewhere in west central Florida.
Well, I just meant that Florida is having a lot of train shows compared to everywhere else right now.
Yeah, but again, most of them are this one company doing them.
Well, that's good.
Oh,
At
gotcha.
least somebody's doing it.
Yeah, we actually have a train show not too far from New York City. It's actually the New York City Model Engineers Club, in partnership with the METCA, is doing a swap meet on April 10th in East Rutherford, New Jersey. So if anybody's near East Rutherford, New Jersey, that's a place as well. Looks like Jason's saying Craft and Hobby Show in Jacksonville, Arkansas, also on April 10th. And the Train Freak was asking, doesn't 1-to-1 scale rail weigh like 127 pounds every foot?
It depends on the code of track. If it's light rail, it probably weighs just under 100. If it's heavy rail, you're probably looking at 125 to 1. I don't know what's the heaviest rail. Some hogger out there help me out.
Thomas from Split Rock theoretically would know. I don't know if he's still here. I haven't seen him post in a bit, but
I don't think a lot of people realize though that like the hobby, the real railroad uses different size of rail. Okay, if you're on the main line, you need heavy rail for heavy traffic. If you're on a siding that doesn't get used often or doesn't get a ton of weight on it, they use thinner rail.
So Split Rock says that his railroad uses 136 pound, and Tim is saying it's usually between 80 to 132 pounds per foot. Bernard is saying, I thought main railway was 150 pounds per foot.
It depends on the railway.
Yeah.
It depends on the railway. Union Pacific, considering the fact that they have the steam program and they have these ungodly huge steam locomotive, not to mention the U-50, the DD-40Xs and all that, they probably use 150 pound rail. They use concrete ties.
So before Rick actually has to, the concrete ties we have all over here on the Northeast as well, on like the Northeast quarter, all concrete ties now. So Rick, before you have to go, I see you're wearing a New York Yankees shirt representing New York.
I guess, kind of, sort of.
Kind of, sort of. Don't hold back now. Come on, we had a conversation earlier about Pittsburgh. You gotta.
If anybody knows me, I know very, very little about sports. So every so often, one of our vendors or someone will come into the office and they'll have these, freebie shirts to give away, and I wear them to the office because I can mess them up. And what better shirt to screw up than New York Yankees, shirt?
I thought you were in IT. How are you screwing up your shirts unless you're dumping food down the front of you while you're eating?
I work in a warehouse.
Changing the ink cartridge.
So
in the
I'm
printer.
on the floor, in crawl spaces, running cable. It's a dirty job.
Well, then that's not an office.
Somebody's got to do it.
Well, the office is only here for show. It gives me a place to get away from everybody else.
He wants to know if Rick's pretending again.
Every so often.
Oh, there we go. The Train Freak says he's going to go to the tracks when he gets off work and go look that the rail is actually marked on the side with the weight and the manufacturing date.
Yeah, it'll have a hashtag and then a number, which is your poundage per foot.
Oh, wow.
Well, Heath, I didn't have Rick. Where's Mike Rowe? I watch Mike Rowe all the time. I love that guy. Unfortunately, I didn't have anything really to share with you. I just wanted to kind of be up on camera, so you gave me that opportunity. With that, I'm actually going to run. I've got something that I got to get to at 2:00. So great show. Loved watching it. I'll catch you guys later.
Awesome. Thanks
Later,
for
Rick.
coming, Rick. And thanks everyone as well. I'm gonna wrap this up. I've got a couple things I need to clean up behind me here, and I got some more cars to make now because it looks like some more people are gonna want some HO cars. I'll make some more end cards, and we'll give them away as time goes on. But thank you everyone so much for being here. I hope everyone has a fantastic weekend, and I will catch everyone else around somewhere.
It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity.